if it's not too much trouble. Luckily, he's not actually stuck. If he'd stayed in his dragon form, it would have been simple for him to step over the mess, but some of the chunks of tin roof and other bits of the structure are a bit large for him to easily climb over in biped form. I help him clear a path out, and 10 minutes later, he's standing on the grass and blowing out a breath of relief. That quickly changes. "My parents are not going to be happy about this," he says glumly, observing the wreckage from the outside. "Maybe not," I concede, "but they'll be thrilled you're safe. Are you sure you're not injured?" He's probably sick of me asking, but if there's one thing I know about adolescents, it's that they often play down injuries, unless they need to get out of school or chores. Plus, the adrenaline rush of having crashed might have masked the signs of injury before, but it should be settling now. I skim my gaze over him again. He's dropped the glamour that would make him appear human. The difference is most apparent in his sharply pointed ears and the prominent bone structure of his forehead and around his eyes, which gleam with that otherness that indicates dragon, not elf. He shakes his head. "Just some scratches and bruises. I wasn't really falling, you know. Well, I was, but it was mostly a controlled fall. I just misjudged when to pull out of it." Not for the first time. I marvel over how easily the young dragons and elves have picked up teenage syntax and slang habits. It's been only 3 years since they migrated to Earth when their own dimension collapsed, but this kid sounds like he's been speaking English his whole life. "Practicing dive bombs, I guess," and a guilty expression flashes across his face. "Not exactly," he hedges, and I stifle a grin. "Well, you'll have some time to think about what exactly you were doing while we wait for your parents to come and collect you. Do you have a phone with you? You can use mine if you don't. It's not likely that he doesn't. The one thing that elves and dragons universally adore about Earth is cell phones." He squints, as though thinking. "It certainly can't be because of the light. The moon's not out, and while the stars are an array of sparkling glory, they're not bright enough to cause him to squint." "I could go home by myself," he suggests, then glances around. "I think. Where exactly am I?" "Uh-huh. Somewhere your parents can pick you up from," I say firmly. I don't use my firm voice often, especially not anymore, but this seems like a good time for it. "Phone?" Sighing again, he drags a smartphone from his pocket and stares glumly at it. "As soon as I turn it on, they'll be able to track it, and then they'll know I'm not where I'm supposed to be." Faint misgivings stir inside me. "Is that bad?" I ask carefully, trying to get a sense of whether his parents mistreat him, without saying anything that might make him defensive. I won't send him back to a place or people where he's unsafe. I have connections to high-ranking dragons. I can make sure he's protected. "They'll ground me for weeks," he complains, and that little clutch of tension in my belly loosens. Just a teenage desire to avoid deserved consequences, then. "And then they'll lecture me for hours about not sneaking out to fly unsupervised. I'm a dragon. I have a natural flying instinct. I don't need to be supervised." I have to cough, so I won't laugh in his face. He's just too adorable. It's still hard for me to tell dragon ages, because they age so differently from us, but in shifter equivalent years, he seems to be around 13. That plays out in the fact that his parents still don't want him flying alone. Dragons, unlike Earth shifters, are not born in biped form. I'm still not entirely sure exactly how their reproductive process works, but I do know that baby dragons hatch from eggs and can fly within the first few years of life, but they're clumsy. I had the honor of seeing a dragon toddler fly once, and it was the cutest damn thing ever. "You still need to call them," I say solemnly, not mentioning that his natural flying instinct resulted in the annihilation of my landlord's shed. He heaves another dramatic